Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily Hanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And I am here with a kind of interesting challenge style video. So today I'm doing a cooking meets beauty challenge. This is a collaboration with Yoga with Mo, who is a friend I have got to know through Lagutta Gang, and it was her collaboration with Audra where they both talked about their personal experiences and struggles with endometriosis, with being kind of dismissed because of their pains, kind of just being misunderstood and just not kind of treated well while dealing with endometriosis. That's how I really got to know Mo and her channel. And Mo does yoga. She does like crafty times with like kids. She does lots of different live streams. She is just like a lovely, wonderful person. And in our Lagutta Discord, which I don't normally link on my channel, but I will have it in today's video's description box if you would like to join. It's not like secret, Lagutta knows. But I will but in that Discord we were talking about the Instant Pot and all of our love for the Instant Pot. And Mo reached out and she was like, we should collab, and she came up with this great idea of creating our favorite recipe in the Instant Pot, and while the food is cooking, doing a makeup look. So if you don't know what the Instant Pot, it's like a pressure cooker meets slow cooker meets rice cooker. And so it like speeds things up generally. That's what a pressure cooker does. It's like it cooks at a high pressure, which usually makes things cook faster. So it's gonna be a challenge, and I have a bag of makeup items I've pulled out in my forever green stained high fringe smoky glow and Midas pouch. But what I have in here, what I'm going to be working from are if I could only keep 10 makeup products. So I will probably have a more talky style video about the 10 products after this video goes live, but we're going to be pulling from this kind of defined smaller collection to do some kind of look while one of my favorite Instant Pot recipe cooks. So I'm going to quickly walk you through the recipe or what I'm doing. This is totally new for me. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but that's the Instant Pot. I did a mise in all of my cutest bowls of all the different ingredients. Mise just means preparing and separating them and having them kind of ready to go. So the Instant Pot has made risotto totally approachable for me. So there is a writer, Kenji Lopez Alt. He writes for Serious Eats, he writes for New York Times, and I found him through Serious Eats. He's very has a very scientific approach to things. Reminds me kind of like a maybe, if you know Alton Brown, Good Eats, if you're of that era of Food Network, he kind of reminds me of 2020's version of that, if that makes sense. Everyone is their own unique person, but that's my closest comparison. And so the science behind it is kind of what makes me eager to try his recipes, because I know he's tested it and he's like pushed it to the boundaries of like the most flavor and the techniques that are going to be the easiest and best to work with. So I am using his easy vegan pressure cooker miso risotto recipe. Now mine is not vegan, but the base recipe is technically vegan. And I use his recipe. What I may do is just have my version of the recipe in the description box, because I've made changes and I also just not used to having my phone and filming, so just throwing my phone around. So my recipe is no sir. This is the problem with filming with food, is this dude is a banshee. I call him the banshee. No, we're not doing that tonight. You're getting down. So trying to keep him away from the butter, mainly the butter. He likes butter. I learned that the hard way. So my version is based on all of Kenji's proportions, but I do some swaps. But I do some swaps. So this is a pretty fast cooking recipe. So I'm not sure how much I'm not really gonna be able to talk about the makeup. I'm just gonna be putting it on. Okay, so so I am going to start this. So okay, let me just say a couple reasons why I love this recipe. Risotto is usually something you have to sit by the stove and stir constantly. You don't have to do that with this one. You do have to do an initial cook, like so basically you cook the onion, garlic, and oil together, and then you add the rice and let it toast. And then once that's happened, then you add other things in and then turn the actual pressure cooking part on. So if I can, I might put some makeup on while I'm doing the like saute part of things, and then when the pressure cooker is actually on, then we could go into like more like sit down, maybe not chill makeup, but slightly more chill. So I'm just gonna talk from here. I'm not sure, I might use the audio, I might not. So I turn the saute mode on. I'm adding the fat part of it. I'm using butter. His recipe calls for olive oil. You could definitely use that. You could use any fat you like the flavor of. And to the butter, I'm not even waiting for it to melt, I'm adding the garlic, and I'm using scallions. So I'm using the white and light green parts of the scallion in the cooked part, and it's about 2 scallions worth. And I have the like green parts for the stirring at the end. And so he says to just let that cook for about 2 minutes. So while that cooks, I'll do a little concealer. Yeah, this is like a whole new world of makeup video. Oh, you know what? I was cheating a little bit, so I just took off my lipstick. I'll put it back on later. It's also, I always say this, but it's late at night, which is my favorite time to film. It's also my favorite time for my cats to act the fuck up, so in case you hear that in the background, that's what's happening. So this saute mode gets pretty hot pretty fast, and it's been going for just about 2 minutes. Okay, let me make sure I'm following the recipe. Next we have Arborio rice, and this is the special kind of rice that you want to use for risotto. Most grocery stores carry it these days, especially if you live in an Italian neighborhood. I've heard you can use sushi rice for risotto, but I haven't personally tried that out. Okay, we have about 3 to 4 minutes that I may need to pop back over there and stir every once in a while, but I can do brows and maybe even like highlighter. That would be cool. And while you're putting the rice in now with the butter or with the oil, is that you want to coat, might as well do my teaching while I'm, you know, makeuping. You want the fat to coat the rice. It helps, basically it's just one of those steps that's kind of necessary when you're making risotto, whether it's on the stove or in a pressure cooker. And it also gets it a little bit toasty. And I would make an assumption that almost every grain is even tastier when toasted. Obviously take that concept with a grain of salt, but yeah. We did brows. I'm letting this concealer, I dabbed a bit more on, I'm letting it sit. We're going to quickly slap some highlighter on our face, and then we will go back to the recipe. I should probably zoom in. I'm sorry, I'm not. Maybe for the eyes I can get myself together, but since I'm going back and forth, I'm a little worried to do too much zoom. Okay. We have some highlighter on. Yep, that is a perfect time to get up and check the pot, because some of the rice grains have become extra toasty. So I'm actually going to turn the Saute off because it's very hot. So this is a combination of red miso paste, soy sauce, and some of the chicken better than bouillon. If you have chicken stock or vegetable stock, you can use that instead of the bouillon. I just don't have that right now. So I turned the Saute off because it was very hot. I added the pastes and the water, and I stirred the bottom so that there's nothing sticking. The paste will look like it's big clumps, but by the time it cooks on the pressure cooker, that will like dissolve into everything. Now we're closing the pressure cooker. So it's low pressure for 5 minutes. And then if you're used to the Instant Pot, he depressurizes using the like steam release. He doesn't wait. So we probably have 10 minutes, I would say, to do makeup. I'm assuming, knowing how the Instant Pot takes a little time to build up the pressure. So I have zoomed in for this part of the makeup time, and let's get going. Going in with Warm Honey from Cover FX. That was just the matte side. I'm gonna layer the shimmery side, especially over the cheeks and the nose. Okay, I have sufficiently blushed and glowed. My cat Tyrion is throwing a fit for no reason besides he can. I have mascara. Okay, I'm gonna go put on my lip product because my lips are actually pretty dry right now. Oh. Some sputtering noises from the Instant Pot is pretty normal, but I had the vent, the little steam valve on the wrong part. It was on venting, so I just adjusted that. Some overdrawn lips for y'all. And now we get to go on to to eyes. I have basically the full remaining time to do eye makeup, which is fun because, oh, well, it's 5 minutes. That's how much time we have. So that's what happens. It takes a little time to come up into pressure, and then once it's in pressure, then that's when the countdown starts. I've probably done a version of this look 1,000,000,001 times, including on this channel. But I think I'm probably just gonna do some kind of mustard look real quick. Like. Mustard is my favorite neutral if you gotta, you know, get me in a neutral. And this Dijon color from Natasha, I have to say, is so fucking easy to work with. Now, I don't have eye primer on because we're doing if I could only keep 10 products, and I did keep one form of eye primer, but not the other. So this is fun. We're doing the same color down here. 3 minutes. Fudge. Okay. 3 minutes. Shit. Well, it's not technically 3 minutes because usually with this recipe, I have to open up the pot and like let it, sometimes it takes a little time to reduce more, but I don't want to bank on that because knowing my luck, it'll be like, it's perfect when it's done. Glitter glue on my big sausage finger. Lime chrome, you guys. Lime chrome. Oh, I didn't even check if my palette was covering my face. Sorry about that. I love that combo. I want to do one like slightly unexpected part, and I think, yeah, that's one. Okay. I'm putting Nutty from the Hannah and Midas collab on my inner corner because goddamn Nutty. And throwing in a little Dofa. Because Dofa is such a cool color. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that sound is the sound of the 5 minutes being up. I release the pressure. Okay, so update. It's quite soupy right now. I have it turned on Saute with the lid off. The rice feels like it's almost tender, almost there. So I can continue to play with the eyes for a little bit while that's going. I need to babysit it because the Saute function gets really hot really fast. But I think I want to continue with Dofa and use it on the outer V to add a little bit more dimension. I have made Kenji's risotto recipe quite a few times, but lately I've actually been using a recipe from Melissa Clark, and I think her proportions or timing might be a little bit better. I will try to remember to link both recipes in the description box so that if you're curious, you can check them out. I think that I like the flavors that Kenji has built in his, but I think Melissa might have, like I said, slightly better proportions just from making both recipes a few different times. I'm doing Dofa, but I'm going back in with, I haven't added any more product, but the big fluffy brush. Although Stirring time again. So what is happening right now is that I just turned it from saute to slow cook, and that's just because in that short amount of time the soupiness went away, but it's still just like a little, I want it to be a little bit more tender. So we're gonna do just like a couple more finishing touches and then I think we'll be done. Tyrion, what's going on? I swear, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Just doing like the tiniest bit of glitter glue on the lower lash line, and I'm adding lino back one more time to make it a little bit more intense. We'll check the risotto one more time, do mascara, and then we should be done. I should have put glitter glue here anyway. I was just trying to rush through. And of course, that went from like just a little purple to whoa, baby. But I'm not mad about it. Okay. One more risotto check. Mascara time. And then it's risotto time. And it's risotto time too. Can you see? Can you see the risotto? In the time that I've made this delicious, super savory risotto, I also did this full face of makeup. What do y'all think? Are you curious to make risotto in your Instant Pot? Do you have an Instant Pot? Do you like this silly kind of video idea? And by silly, I just mean different for me. Does eating on camera feel awkward as fuck? Yes, it does. So I put a lot of green scallions in mine. And I only finished it with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. But the miso, the soy sauce, and the bouillon base, or like a broth that has salt in it, add a lot of salt and a lot of savoriness to it. So you don't even really need that little bit of cheese on top, but I just wanted to try it. But like literally I put the smallest amount, and I love cheese. This is great with some kind of egg on top, like a poached egg or fried egg or something with a runny yolk. Runny yolks are really good in risotto. Or you can serve it with something else, with some vegetables or a protein. It's a really awesome risotto though, because it's creamy in the way risotto is, but it's not, and I mean it's still heavy because it's rice, but I think because it doesn't have honestly like so much cheese, it's, I don't know, it's like comforting, but it's not, I guess it's not like eating mac and cheese or something, which sometimes risotto feels like. So on that note, I really recommend you go check out Mo, and I think Mo is making an oatmeal in her Instant Pot. But go check out her channel, her video. I will have everything linked in the description box. Show her some love. And if you're over here from Mo's channel, welcome. If this is your first time watching a video from me and you're not subscribed, I would love for you to follow along with my colorful shenanigans and sometimes my culinary shenanigans. And I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at Nomnivorous. My Instagram was like a food Instagram at first, and then it's turned into a beauty Instagram with a dash of food. So if you're interested in following along, definitely come on over and follow me there. Everything again will be linked in the description box. Thank you to my patrons. Y'all are the best. If you're interested in seeing what I'm doing over on Patreon, you know where to find the link. And I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. And hopefully I will see you again real soon. Bye, friends.